All right, folks, let's go ahead and do this. All right, we are going to be working on fracting the sum or difference of two cubes, and the two formulas are written there for you. I've mentioned some of the things that you can use for it, but let's get going on this. All right, so this one right here, um, HA to the third plus B to the third, we're going to go ahead and rewrite that as parentheses 2A to a third, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and A times A times A is A to a third. So together, 2A and 2A and 2A multiplied together makes 8A to a third. And B to a third is just strictly B to a third. You can put parentheses like how I'm doing it, or you don't have to. It really doesn't matter. Once you're able to write cubes, then you can set this up as a smaller factor like how I'm doing it, along with a larger factor like how I'm doing it. Okay? And the mnemonic, or the abbreviation, or whatever that you call it that we're using, is SOAP. And SOAP stands for the same symbol, so that's a plus right here. So we're going to utilize plus. Opposite, so opposite of this right here, which is going to be minus, and the AP means always positive. Okay. And since there's 3 of the 2A's, so we're 2A to the third power, we're going to utilize one of them right here, and we're going to utilize 2 of them, 2A right here. Okay, but 2A squared, actually I'll leave it like that for a bit. Okay? And then the B, well, there's one of them right here, so it's just B, and then we're going to utilize B, 2 of them back here, so it's B squared. And in the middle here, we're going to utilize the 2A along with the B. So you multiply and you get 2AB. Okay? Let me erase that SOAP. So that's what I'm going to do for most of these, or all of these actually. So this is going to be 2AB. Right? So the only thing I'm going to do is just fix up some things, like for example, this 2A quantity squared. Right? So we're going to get 2A plus B, and 2A quantity squared makes 4A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. And that's all she wrote. So that's all you're going to have to do. Okay? Or you can follow this format up here. Okay, next one. So again, we're going to use the same kind of strategy. We're going to go ahead and do the so 8A to the third is going to be 2A quantity to a third minus B to a third. Okay, put parentheses, but let's just say this time I decided to not use it. Okay, which is the same. It comes out to be the same thing. Oh. Okay, so we're going to have, get rid of that. We're going to have, since we got quantity, you got the cubes ready, then we're going to use the SOAP. So SOAP mnemonic is going to be same, opposite, always positive. Right? So we're going to have 2A and 2A squared, which is going to be 4A squared, and then B, and then B squared. And in the middle, you're going to have 2A and then also B. All right. So right here, we have 2A quantity to a third, and a 27B to a third is actually 3. So 27 is actually 3 times 3 times 3. And then B, and the quantity to a third. So when I write this out, I have small factor. So as soon as I have these cubes, I can go ahead and do my factors. Right? So I'm going to use SOAP again. So SOAP is going to be same, opposite, and always positive. So we're going to have 2A, and 2A to the second power is 4A second power, and 3B right here, and 3B to the second power, which is, so 3B to the second power, which is actually 9. 3 squared is 9, and B squared. And in the middle, you have, so look at what I'm doing. You have 2a, times 3b. So 2a times 3b, that makes 6. Like 2 times 3 is 6, and the ab. So you get a total of 6ab. Okay. This next one, 64 and 27. So I know 64 is actually 4 times 4 times 4, and the x to the third is just x times x times x. So we'll have 4x to the third. And 27, I know is 3 times 3 times 3, so that's 3y to the third. So as soon as I get my cubes, I'm going to go ahead and do my factor. I have my small factor, and I have my big factor. Utilizing SOAP, same, opposite, always positive. Okay, so 4x here in the front, and 4x squared in the front, but 4 squared is 16 in the x squared. Okay, 3y here in the back, and in this other back, there's two of them, so 3y quantity squared, which is going to be 9y squared. And in the middle, you have 4x. So in the middle here, you should have 4x along with the 3y. Okay, in total, that makes 12xy. Okay, but 4x and 3y makes 12xy. Okay, and the last one. Okay, I'm looking at this. The 24 is not a cube. So like the same thing times the same thing times the same thing does not make 24 or 3. Right? So it looks like I'm gonna have to factor out. And the hint is that there's an extra 3 because there's not the same numbers 3 times makes 3. So it looks like I'm gonna have to factor out at 3. Right? And the hint is also that a to the fourth, there's too many. Right? I only need 3 and I got an extra one. And you can see the hint is right here also. There's an extra a sitting around. So I'm gonna factor out 3 and I'm gonna factor out an a. Left over will be, so 24 divided by 3 is 8. A to the fourth divided by 1a is going to be a to the third. And 3 divided by 3 is 1, and a divided by a is 1. And all I have left is x to the third. Right, so this is going to be 3a quantity. And this one's going to be, so 8 is actually 2, and the a to the third is a to the third. So 8 to a to the third is 2a to the third, plus, and the x to the third is just x to the third. Okay, and again, if you want, you can put parentheses to show that that's the quantity, that's the amount that you're going to be using. Okay, so my final factor, 3a is one of the factors. I will have my small one, and I will have my large one. This is going to be utilizing SOAP. It's going to be same, opposite, and always positive. So I'm going to have 2a right here, and 2a squared here. Right? It's not just 2a squared, it's 2a and then the whole thing squared, which is going to give you 4a squared. Okay, so when I write down 2a squared, I'm not writing 2a squared. That's wrong. Okay, it's this amount. It's 2a squared. So it's this right here. Okay, and in the back we have x, and we have x squared, which is just x squared. In the middle, you have 2a along with x. So you get 2ax. All right. So 2a